And welcome to Chiang Mai, the city of incredible character, food, and color here in northern Thailand, and a city hosting the world's best volleyball players. It's day 2 of the World Championship. Continues with a Pool F matchup between China and Mexico. Rob Snook here alongside former professional libero Claire Hanna at the Chiang Mai International Exhibition and Convention Center. The last time these two teams met was the Olympic qualification tournament in China in 2023, and China prevailed in that one in less than 1 hour. I suspect that won't happen today, but who knows? I talked about lots of food and color, Claire. I think you've tried all the food in Chiang Mai.
I was going to say, I'm a big fan of the culture here. Everybody is so gracious. They're so hospitable. It's been very rainy today, so I'm happy we're inside for this match. And you know what? I think it will be a lot closer. It's the World Championship. You've got the Mexican players. They've got some players that have come back. And speaking of players to watch, we'll get to that in just a second.
Yeah, we had one game earlier today. It was Dominican Republic with an impressive sweep over Colombia in that America's battle. But this one is Mexico against Team China. And speaking of players to watch, who are they, Claire Hanna?
Yeah, well, for Mexico, we're going to be focusing on Samantha Bricio. She's the outside hitter. She's been out of action for a year. That was due to shoulder surgery, but she's making her turn here, so it's very exciting for her and the program. And then for China, our player to watch is Menji Wo, the 22-year-old outside hitter. She was the MVP of the Chinese League this year, but it's her first World Championship. She was the top scorer at Volleyball Nations League this past season, 255 points.
Incredible, just incredible. And Bricio, some will remember who are fans of the Italian League. She played at Scandicci just a few years ago. There's the win prediction. China, yes, of course. Mexico will try to prove that they belong in the fight in this game in Chiang Mai in the World Championship. It'll be tough for them, but that is the challenge that they face right now. The pre-game ceremony continues at the Exhibition and Convention Center in Chiang Mai in Thailand. And we'll pause the ceremony, we'll pause our preparation, and we'll respect the national anthems of both nations, Mexico and China.
Volleyball fans, would you please rise if you're able and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthems.
ขอทุกท่านยืนขึ้นถอดหมวกแล้วร่วมกันเคารพธงชาติของทั้งสองประเทศ
First, the national anthem of Mexico. And now, the national anthem of China. Thank you. You may now
The number
be
4
seated.
seeds in the world, Team China, against the number 24 seeds in the world rankings, Mexico. Mexico bronze medalists at the 2023 Pan American Games. China, a team that has had Olympic medals, 2-time world champions, 3-time Olympic champions, trying to reclaim that status, and they've got a very young setter running the offense for Team China. We'll get to meet her in just a few moments' time. It'll be a fascinating story as it develops. There's the starting lineup for Mexico, and it is Ong running the offense. Maldonado, well-known Mexican player at opposite. Bricio, as Claire mentioned, the outside hitter. Para, Urias, and Gamas, the middle blockers, and Lenderos will be the starting libero for Team Mexico, coached by Nicola Negro, the Italian.
It is time to meet the starting lineups.
And so let's meet Team China. And we've talked about her, Zhang Zhengzhen, the number 7, the setter on the team, just turned 17, in fact, just about a week or so ago. And she will be running the offense, as she did throughout the entire Volleyball Nations League, best setter at the Under-17 Worlds. As we meet Team Mexico coming out onto the floor, Bricio, the outside hitter. Beside her is Maldonado, the opposite, plays professionally in Major League Volleyball in the United States in Dallas. Ong is the setter, plays also in the U.S. at Madison. Jocelyn Urias plays in Romania. Number 23 is the outside hitter, Melanie Para. Italian fans will know her from Busto Arsizio. You saw Karina Gomez, the middle blocker. And there's your starting libero for Team Mexico, Jocelyn Lenderos. Some of the Mexican fans ready to cheer on the Mexican team. There is the head coach, Nicola Negro. There is Team Mexico ready to go. Now we meet the Asian representatives. Zhuang Yushan is the outside hitter, big-time blocker for her. Number 6 is Hong Xiangzhu. She's the captain. Number 12 is Li Hyungyung, the 7 Olympians on Team China from last year's games in Paris. And there's your starting libero, Wang Mongjai, another of the Olympians from Paris. Well, China's a young team, Claire. They do have experience. They've got a lot of talent. And a team that's going to be, I think, more and more of a factor between now and Los Angeles in 28.
Yeah, and for both the head coaches, they're fairly new to their programs. There's Negro Nicolai. He's been head coach of Mexico since 2023. He told me before this match, we're not here to win the world championships. We want to grow. We want to get experience. And here's Zhao Yo. He was a former middle blocker for China, and this is his first year as head coach of the national team. He was with the U17 program, though. A lot of young players on this team that he's worked with in the past.
It is game time in Chiang Mai. Day 2 pool F matchup between Mexico and China. Mexico in green serving. Rob Snook alongside Claire Hanna. We are underway. Good first serve, good first attack. Through the middle, China, and it is Wang.
And as you see this new Chinese team with a lot of young players, you're not, seeing the Zhu Tings of China anymore. What they're trying to do right now with this new team is have a versatile team in terms of block, defense, attack, everything. Versatility.
The lefty serve from Li. That was Bricio, but she couldn't get it through that big, powerful block. What an organized celebration on Team China as well.
Yeah. Well, and in the past, these teams have had some really fun celebrations. I think about the airplanes just running around the court. I miss that one. I like that one a lot.
Good old airplane celebrations. Need a few more of those in the world. They go with the back row attack. Maldonado bringing the heat.
Well, she was the best scorer at the Pan Am Cup this past season. She led Mexico in scoring at Norsicas, so expect to get a lot of balls. She's got a really heavy, strong attack.
That was heavy and strong right there. Jocelyn Urias, the middle blocker. Out of system, they're going to get an attack anyway, and nicely done by Kong Xingzhu, the captain.
Yeah, and Zhuang stepped in, the outside hitter, to set that ball up. It was a problem ball. I like that they didn't panic when the pass wasn't there. China just, you know, stayed calm. Somebody else stepped in to set it.
Huang Yunyun about to serve 7 titles in the Chinese league for her in her career. Mauricio goes cross court, but just misses.
A bit of an airplane celebration there. I saw it. The little run around. Hey, you know what? You don't want to celebrate too hard at the beginning of a match. You're only up 4-1. There's a lot more to go.
But we've said they're young. They're very, very young. I say let them celebrate. Let them celebrate. Middle attack goes through Gomez, and she makes sure.
Yeah, Gomez is playing in Peru next year. She led Mexico in blocks at Norseca. There she is with a great attack, but when she's in the front row, expect her to be a threat, especially blocking this Chinese team.
Here's the setter, Argentina Ung. Zhuang could get it to fall. And the blocking again, just too good for Team China. That was Gao up the net.
I actually am not sure if this ball crossed the plane of the net. I think that
I'm not sure either.
Yeah,
it was giving her the benefit.
Yeah, it was a pretty. The set was a little low for Mexico.
I like though that Mexico is going with the back row attacks a few times already. And the tip, nicely done by Sofia Maldonado.
Really smart play to switch it up. This Chinese team, a lot of height on this team, and especially when you're young, you kind of get keyed in on the hard balls. So when you tip it over, it's a kind of can cause some confusion on defense.
Here is Bricio, just anxious to stay on the good side of the line. Up from Gomez, on with a nice jump set. Para gets it to fall.
Well, Para is a rising star with Team Mexico. She's just 22 years old. She's got a very powerful serve. We're going to see that in a couple of rotations. She's playing in Italy next year. Great career in the NCAA. She even made a championship run in 2022.
Alicio serve, overpass, and we've got ourselves a tie game.
Well, Bricio showing no indication that she had shoulder surgery back in 2024. Really saved her career. She played 2 seasons in China before that, and her shoulder just couldn't take it anymore. She needed the surgery, took a full year off, and now she's back. Great story.
Yeah, she's back, serving really well. Zhuang finds the corner, nicely done. Room to spare.
Yeah, Zhuang just nails that back corner. I call it the coffin corner because usually the ball dies.
Now serving Zhuang Yushan. Don't see a lot of service errors on Team China, but there's one. Karina Gomez, more national team games for her than anyone else on Team Mexico. And that one scores a point for China, just catching the end line.
Well, Zhuang's had a nice little run here. She's had a couple of points. We saw it in the front row. There's the backcourt attack. Right down position 6, splits that Mexico block.
7 serving 6. China getting their nose back out front here. Good, powerful swing. What a dig from Zhuang, getting all involved in all the areas. Popped down by Maldonado. Clever.
Well, I would say that the Chinese fans overpower the Mexico fans, but wow, when Mexico gets a point together, the crowd's going wild. What a dig from Zhuang to keep it alive, but this block and this play at the net from Maldonado, terrific.
Now she's serving Maldonado. Big swing from Lee. Para, nice coverage by Huang. They come from the back row, and she can do it in all different ways. Zhuang.
Yeah, and remember we talked about the 17-year-old setter, Zhan? Well, Zhan is doing a great job of distributing the ball. First, she went out to Lee, who's a lefty, and then she goes backcourt to Zhuang, and I like how she's just keeping the Mexico defense questioning where it's going to go.
China trying to get the 2-point lead back. Lee just pushes it over. A chance for Mexico. Bricio, no. And nice job just to attack that from Zhuang. And China's going to get the point and get the 2-point lead back. End of a long rally.
Terrific block touches from China in this rally. They weren't block stuffs, but each one of them slowed the ball down and they were able to create a play out of it.
Well, here is the 17-year-old setter that we've talked about, Chong Shik-shong. Had more touches of the ball in the VNL this year than any other player. And she has delivered an ace.
Well, and it's incredible because she made her VNL or her international debut at VNL this year. And to be a 17-year-old leading a team like China, imagine the pressure. But her head coach said, "This is my message. Shake off mistakes, and I don't want to put any pressure on you. You just go out there and play free."
Solo il contrattacche. Uno, se estamos fuera da rete, la soluzione no è salir in diagonale. Attaccamos alto una mano. Dos, cualquier contraataque, te venga a duplo o a triplo. No buscamos de ir para abajo. De nuevo, jugamos con bloqueo con la mano alta. Forza, Attaccare la bola.
1, 2, 3, México!
Well, Yang Zhao, the head coach of Team China, although we were just seeing Nicola Negro, the head coach of Mexico, but Yang coached the Chinese under-17 team to the World Championship gold medal last year. And it was this young woman who was his setter on that team. And now she has graduated quickly to the national team. Is hammered down from Para.
Well, Para, you know, she doesn't look like she's got a lot of muscle on her. Boy, does she hit a heavy ball.
Mexico hanging tough here, 8 serving 10. The back set, the attempt from Gong picked up. And Maldonado rattles it through the block and scores the point. It's a 1-point game.
Well, the message from Negro Nicola before this match was, we don't get to play teams like China very often. And these are the games where we grow up. So let's take advantage of this opportunity and don't waste it. They are not wasting anything.
Ace! And we've got a brand new game. It's all tied at 10. What a serve from Melanie Para.
Man, this was perfect. Right in between that 5-6 seam, creating some confusion between Zhuang and Lee.
Fans of the Italian League, she's going to play at Busto Arsizio this year. Creates another overpass, and Mexico's got the lead.
Urias getting up there, but what a run from Melanie Para at the service line.
没关系，先不行起来就行。这是对方防进来以后，他2次位甩得比较快啊。我们一定要往前伸，前破坏比较多。这是后面防要打脚下混，特别重的给他，同等叫他拍过来就上好。来来来，你干你干你干。
So you see, China just allowed Mexico to score 4 straight points, all on Para's serve. Good time to take a timeout. Just talk about where your serve receives at, how you're going to side out, who's going to take what seam. That's a big conversation. And here they're switching things up. Lee is actually going to come forward, not in the service rotation. Gong steps back to pass.
Trying to adapt to that tough serve. And Lee hammers that down the line. Boy, did China need that in a big way.
And sometimes, you know what, you just need to have a different feeling on serve receive. There's a perfect pass from Zhuang. They needed that, and lefty goes down the line. Also, having a lefty like Lee there out of the outside, it's tricky because you're not used to that as a team like Mexico. They wouldn't be used to seeing that.
That was pretty amazing how she was sort of jumping to her right and hit the ball to her left. China trying to regain the lead, and they've done it because they've got a touch off the block.
There's going to be immediately a challenge. Oh, wow. Just missed the end line. Now, You saw Nego Nicola, the head coach for Mexico, immediately going to say challenge, that they did not touch the ball. It was quick. I feel like it was convincing.
Mexico in this fight, maybe more than some thought they would be, but they are definitely in the fight here.
Well, and when you look at the, here's the video challenge. And wow, no, not even close. Point Mexico. And it's not quite David versus Goliath, but China ranked 4th, Mexico ranked 24th, definitely some separation in the world standings.
Well, instead of facing a 1-point deficit, it's a 1-point lead for Nicola Negro's team. Middle attack, and that's just gonna score it from Wong, and she goes down a bit awkwardly.
Yeah, I think she was just, her balance was a little off, her momentum was going in the opposite direction. She's okay.
12-12 opening set, China versus Mexico. And a disappointing serve for Huang Quanyan.
Well, China's had 2 missed serves. You know, it's not a significant amount, but I think that right now there's some nerves for the first match of the World Championship.
We should mention they don't have their leading scorer from the VNL in the starting lineup, so they could bring in Hu Mingxi if they want. Right now, they've managed to tie the game up again.
Yeah, it's Zhuang. She's really been the go-to option when it comes to setting for John.
Here's Gong serving, had 9 aces in the VNL this year. Gong sinks the set to the middle. Gomez. And that's a heavy tip from Zhuang that's going to score the point.
Well, fantastic dig from China. I thought it was tight at first, but then it was right on the money. And this allows John to just run a normal offense, side out.
China back out front, 14 serving 13. A little trouble on serve receive. The attack was good for Mexico, though. They're going to get another chance on the free ball. They come again with Maldonado bringing it.
Well, backcourt right now is on fire for Mexico as they're digging up a lot of balls, giving everybody a chance.
Bricio, right to the net. Good pick up from Bricio. And again, Maldonado. Leads the match with 6 points.
Who would have expected Mexico to be in the lead? Bricio's back to serve quick. She wants to keep this rhythm going for the Mexicans.
Here comes the 30-year-old outside hitter. John couldn't get it to drop. Here comes the backward. And it's a 2-point lead, Mexico. Bricio from the pipe.
Holy moly, was this a fast set from Ung. This was like an in-system play, but it was in defense, and Bricio has been ready to hit every ball, and we're seeing a switch.
Into the game comes Wan Xiyu at middle blocker. Takes the place of Gao He. Bricio. Oh, that was close. Too close. Stepped on the end line.
Great run, though. Bricio doing it all. Tough serves, being ready to attack backcourt with a very quick pace.
Like a ½ centimeter maybe over the line. Zhuang Jushan. She had 10 aces for her team in the VNL this year. Good server. Mexico fights it off. Lee blocked. Another chance for Mexico to attack. The tip won't drop. Here comes the back attack. What a dig from Bricio. Out of system, China comes with lead, blocked again! And it's a 2-point lead again.
Well, if you look up volleyball defense in the dictionary, Mexico right now is the definition. This is incredible. Their blocking is perfect. They're in the right position if the block's not there in the backcourt, and it is causing havoc for China.
Gracia. Esther Castro comes in to do some serving. 14 Mexico takes the place of Gomez. We've got a 2-point lead. Looking to buckle down defensively, I'm sure. They're already buckled down, but keep it buckled. The swing is blocked. Pop back up on the tomahawk. And into the net, unfortunately, for Orias.
That's too bad that that's the miss for Mexico. Right now, notice China, their serve receive, they're passing their defense. It's like a little quick up to John, and so they're not getting in system.
Here's one. Nice up on China. Chance to tie the game. And by the way, that's Wu Mingji who's into the game, and she's showing that that was the right decision, the leading scorer from the VNL.
Well, Menji Wo was our player to watch for this match. She didn't start the match. She's coming in. What kind of an impact is she going to have? Right away already, scoring off of the hands. Just a 22-year-old outside hitter.
2 straight points for Mexico. But it's back to the lead for Mexico. I might have said 2 straight points for Mexico, but I meant China.
Well, it's back and forth regardless. We've got a great match here at the World Championship. I don't know if we would have expected this earlier today.
Well, I'm going to confess I didn't, so nicely done. Here's Maldonado. Nice pickup from Gong, a little trouble tracking it down. They come again with the heat from Para. Really active arm over there, Para. Really fast.
She hits a strong ball, but she is so smart right now. She's going off of the hands when there's a big block in front of her, instead of just trying to go after it and then getting blocked. Zhao Yo, he led the U17 Chinese team to a world championship last year, and he's got this disciplined style of training. He's really resilient under pressure, good team management. How is he going to manage the team right now?
Well, yeah, that's the question, how they're going to manage themselves. That's not a good start, and a little frustration being shown towards setter Zhang and the middle blocker who is trying to swing at that.
Well, in Wong, she gave the indication to John, I just need that a little higher. So there's communication happening between the two, and that's what, you know, first games are about, working kinks out.
Bettering the ball nicely, Zhang. Ball kept alive on the Mexico side. Castro involved. Here's Wu. She is shut down by Orias.
We are watching something very special right now. I am so impressed by Mexico and how hard they're hitting the ball, how well they're setting the ball, and Urias, what a block to finish it off. Watch the middle, closes it, hands over. Great close as it ricochets between the two blockers.
And it is a 4-point lead for Mexico. And they're not going to be happy about that, but it's still a 3-point lead.
And how do you maintain composure right now if you're Mexico? I think you're kind of maybe surprised that you're in this position, but you can't think about that. Just what got you here? Can you stay consistent with that game plan?
The new setter in the game for China is Yin Sholen, 20-year-old. She played in the quarterfinal of the VNL. Her serve almost created an overpass. What a play by Ung.
again, you can see the Chinese blockers were actually reaching for it. That's an undisciplined play there from Wong in the middle, when you reach for it and then you end up going on the net.
Mexico can start to sense it. 4-point lead, 3 points away from victory, and it's just missing long. You love, though, the aggressive swing from Melanie Parra. She makes way for the libero, Landeros. Well, she came off the bench, the 22-year-old outside hitter, Wu Huangji, leading scorer in the VNL. Let's see if she can help salvage this set for Team China. What a dig. Zhang just shovels it over. Mexico's got a chance to take a bigger lead. Another great dig by the libero, and that helps Zhang rip it cross court.
Nicola Negro looks upset. He's calling a timeout, I believe. But one thing I will say is, in that rally, Mexico kept going after it, no matter what the set was. Let's listen in.
Ataca en diagonal. A bola encurta aquí, ¿dónde estamos? Y ataca aquí. Tenemos que entrar, vamos, Atención que está enfrente. Sophie, no vir na linha que está el libero. Ataca forte aquí, tú que vir, no aquí no el libero. Vamos, Hey, esto side out, forte. México.
Well, it's going to be interesting for me to see in the second set whether China manages to come back or not. Is which lineup do they go with? They went with out their leading scorer and to start. Now they brought her in. Does she stay in? I guess it all depends on how she does here, maybe. I don't know how her teammates do or what the coach's game plan is. Here's Wu, ready to serve. 13 aces in the Volleyball Nations League this year to lead the team. The back set from Wong popped up. Mexico another chance to attack. Bricio from a standing position. What a reaction, the one-arm dig. China comes again at Wong, and she's going to score the point off the touch.
Yeah, there was a couple moments in this rally where China seemed tentative, okay? The sets were there, and I could tell the players were going up a little worried about their shot selection. That gong, though, kill? No, that was a confident kill.
We're getting a yellow card here for Coach Nicola Negro. His team thought they were making a double substitution, I believe, and then he sent them back to the bench, and the referee dug out his yellow card. 21 serving 22. 3 straight points for China. Here's Bricio, and this is going to score as she rips it.
Yeah, Mexico continues to be relentless with their attack. Very powerful attacks going right off the block, going right at the block. Fearless, really, is the way I'm going to describe their attacking.
Guerreca is coming into the game to replace Urias. Gomez comes back into the game. Interesting because the two players who were going to come out on the previous double sub, neither of them has come out. They made a different choice. This is going to be a free ball. China sends it over. Mexico a chance to get set point, and they got it! Bricio!
Well, with Bricio in the front court, this is the position Mexico wants to be in with set point. China right now, their setting has just been off kilter. They're not allowing their hitters to get comfortable, and what an opportunity for Mexico.
Guerreca is going to ply her trade in the Polish league this year, gets the serve over. It's set point Mexico, it's popped up Mexico, and it is out. Not by a lot though. You still
see Nicola Negro just trying to keep his team calm. Don't overthink it. We still need just 1 point. And you know what the key is mentally right now? Don't think about winning the set. Just think about winning 1 point. One side out. Don't change anything. Keep doing what you're doing.
So So Yang comes into the game. She's going to serve. 17-year-old opposite, whose mom was an outside hitter, who played professionally as well. Here it is, and it's done. Maldonado gets the winning point. The back row attack, and Mexico wins the set. How about that?
Well, in Chiang Mai right now, this stadium is full, and I don't think many people would have expected Mexico to come out with a 1-0 lead against China. Just for context, before this match started, there's a hallway where the players walk in to the arena, and it's filled with fans. All of the fans were waiting to see China walk by. Crowd erupted when some of the players, including Lee, walked by. Not so many expecting Mexico to be the stars here, but wow, what a beginning to their World Championship.
Well, a lot of fans of China, and they should check your Instagram, Claire, because you had a great shot of the Chinese players walking in to that crowd of fans cheering them on as they entered into the stadium.
Well, it gives you goosebumps just because you really see how much volleyball means to not just Thailand, but the world, to see everybody coming here to support their teams. And it's really neat to see your heroes up close.
I love that the head coach of Mexico said to you, we're not here to win a world championship. But you know what? He didn't give that same speech to his players. The speech he gave to his players is, we can win this.
Well, look at the stats. It's not that they're that different. Mexico, 17 attack points, China 13. Mexico with one more block, one more ace. And it's Mexico that actually had more errors than China. But to me, what was the issue for China was their serve receive and their setting. I don't think either of their setters put their hitters in a good position to feel confident about their attacking. So, and again, I'm going to remind people that what their head coach, Zhao Yo, told their 17-year-old setter, John, he said, shake off mistakes, don't feel pressure. Well, it looked like she was feeling the pressure in that first set.
It's one thing to win games when you're the chaser, but when you're the one being chased and the one expected to win, it always brings with it a whole new set of complications.
Yeah, here's the attack zones for China. 45% were on the outside. Again, I think that's just because John was feeling comfortable trying to get out there, wasn't feeling confident about going to the middle. Attack zones for Mexico, though, much more evenly distributed. Yeah, sure, a couple more on the outside, but that's because Para, Maldonado, they were feeling it. You go back to the well when your hitters are scoring.
Maldonado led all scorers in that set. She scored 9 of her team's 25 points, including the winner on the back row attack.
There we see Wong, the libero, 29 years old. She's their #1 libero, but expect to see both liberos. The other one is Ni, play a lot at this World Championship. I was, again, talking to the coaches before this match. They feel Ni might have a bit of an advantage at defense, but Wong is a bit more versatile. But Ni being 24 years old, they want to make sure they develop the next generation of libero in China.
Well, Wu Mingjie is in the game to start at outside hitter, their leading scorer in the VNL. The top 2 scorers are both in the lineup. And we're underway, second set. Mexico won the first. China served the first ball here in the second, but it's a quick point by Melanie Para.
She had a fantastic first set. 4 points, but really put a lot of pressure on the Chinese team, even if they weren't points, putting them in difficult positions.
And only 2 players scored more, so she was really good. Serving as well. There's another good one from Para. Here's Wu. There gets the dig. And the points scored. Mexico, they've got the lead.
Yeah, Gong, the captain for China. She's going to be a key player in terms of leading this group, but here's an error as she's trying to roll it over, but doesn't clear the net.
Para. Good take from Wu. She's not going to get a swing, though, because the set wasn't quite there. China scrambling again out of system. Can they get something out of this? Libero comes in to set. The swing from Maldonado won't fall. A chance for China to get the point after all. Not yet. Oh, they do finally.
Yeah, Gong gets the point. 3-time Olympian. She's a gold medalist for Rio in 2016. Her name means flying in the universe, and she was kind of flying on that play.
I guess. Here's Wu Mingxi. Now working in the back row. And almost kicked back up by Bricio. Nice recovery here by China.
Yeah, we'll get another look here at the block. Really quick jump there from Zhuang on the outside. Took away her hardest attack angle.
Bricio, nice up from Huang. Zhang is going to score it. 3 straight points now for Team China.
Yeah, and Zhuang's really getting the sets she wants, okay? And this is a good job from John, the setter. She's being moved around a lot, but putting it up nice and high, giving her hitters a chance to get that strong attack, whereas before, they were kind of putting free balls over, just kind of putting the ball over.
Ooh, trying to keep this service run going. Ooh, just got it over. Bricio tries to tip, kept alive China. Another free ball from Wang. The back row attack, the bite, Mara.
Well, I would love to see the hitting angles right now for all the players on Mexico, because we saw a little bit of the distribution. I think it was 25, 25, and 50, but there's so many backcourt balls getting involved here. That's amazing.
Got a battle on our hands in this one. Para with the up. Maldonado with the down off the block.
Well, and if you notice, China's really trying to block Maldonado across court, give her line. Maldonado's strongest attack angle is across court, but she's saying, okay, well, I'm going to challenge your block and just go off of the hands.
Here's Zhang. On with the nice back set for Maldonado. Great dig from the center, so she's out. Here's Wu from the back row. She's missed it. Was hoping for a tip, but nothing like it.
Well, another attack error for China as the errors continue to load up here in this set too. Mexico with a 5-3 lead.
The serve from Arias. Zhang down the line to the corner.
Yeah, she really tagged the line. Zhuang, 3rd overall score. I know we're putting a lot of emphasis on number 1, Wo, but Zhuang was the 3rd overall scorer at Volleyball Nations League this past year. Best scorer and spiker in the Chinese league as well.
Good setting by Maldonado. Thought she could get it down the line and just misses it.
Yeah, you can tell by the reaction that she was just upset. Again, down the line isn't her strongest angle. That's what they're giving her, and I think she tried to go for it there and she was upset because she couldn't execute.
It's got a tie game here in this second set. Mexico won the first, if you just joined us, and almost kept alive. Mexico thought it should have been okay, but it's called on the carry or the lift.
Well, and it's tough because that's such a quick reaction. When the ball's coming with that velocity, sometimes I question how it could possibly be a lift because you're not reacting. You're just letting the ball hit your body. Here we're going to get a replay. And it was off the middle still.
Yeah, some referees going to let that go. Pancake keeps it alive from Wu. Free ball chance for Mexico to tie the game again. Gomez, the old paintbrush, does it again.
Well, Gomez did a fantastic job of getting off of the net so that she could have an approach, okay? I was just looking and thinking how athletic that play was. It's a free ball, but she still was in an awkward position.
Argentina on. Played collegiately in the United States. Nice job by Zhuang at the net.
Well, what a dig from Para. Just straps it on in the back court. And then here, A big, big reach from Zhuang to make the block. China getting some momentum.
Building a 1-point lead. Here's Gong's serve. Taken by the libero, Banderos, and then nicely tooled off the block by Maldonado.
Once again, she comes in that cross-court angle. That's her bread and butter. That's what she really likes.
Mauricio, what a return to action she's had. 7-7, Mexico, China here in the second set. Wang. This is going to score. Good power swing on the left side from Zhuang Yushan.
So you're seeing China, I think they're settling into this match now. The sets are more consistent. They're not out of system so much. You can tell because the hitters have that great approach that allows them to have a strong swing.
Trying to build a 2-point lead. They need a break point. They don't get it here because Gomez through the middle gets it done.
Yeah, good rotation for Gomez in the front court. Couple kills, nice block.
Still nothing between these teams in this set. Gomez's serve taken well by Gong. Big right side swing. This is going to go over in a free ball for Mauricio. Good look at the net, Urias.
Middle blockers were the MVP of this rally. It starts with Gomez. She gets a huge dig down the line, and then it's Urias finishing it up. What a read to know that the setter was going to dump the ball.
See if Gomez can get the middle blockers shining again in this rally. Instead, it's Wu delivering the heat.
Whoa for whoa. That, I think, was over top of the block. I love how that's a point for China, and it's just, you know, very calm. Oh, and this is Lei Yuan. She is a legend for Chinese volleyball. She's an Olympic silver medalist from the Atlanta Games, 2-time Olympian. She got 2 silver medals at the World Championship. It's very cool to see her here in the stands today.
China trying to take the lead again, but can't score the point on that. And it's Mexico coming right back with Melanie Parra.
Mexico, I love that they're not going away in this match. They won the first set. Again, sometimes you wonder, can you maintain that kind of level of play against a team like China, ranked 4th in the world? They're absolutely maintaining. They're the ones that are in control of this match.
That is why Maldonado is going to try to shake that off as quickly as she can.
I think if you walked into this gym and you didn't know a thing about volleyball or world rankings, you'd say, oh, Mexico's the better team.
Really. Let's see if Zhang, the setter, and now the server can help change that feeling. Well, not on that serve, she can't.
But Mexico, I love how loose they're playing. They're playing with freedom. At the end of the set, they didn't let up. They just kept going after it.
Parra's got a 7-point game going already. Here comes her serve. And it's really good. Wu's gonna get something on it. Middle attack, and it drops into the hole from Urias. Timeout call, Team China down by 2, set number 2, in some trouble.
大家打个好球呢，在场上跑一跑，就你们打好球，现在在场上跑就虚了。我需要大家准备会做了，彻底释放一下，然后从发球开始，不计失误了，我要去攻他去。但是每个人少一些想法，包括我们的那个拦防整个布局，大家别这会儿变一会儿变，坚决的，所有人做动作，大家需要大家坚决，行吗？加油！坚决，失误拉倒，来来来来。
So I heard a "jayo" there in Mandarin. That is the exact translation is "add petrol," but it means "let's go, let's go." Jayo.
Para. And instead, it is some petrol being thrown on the fire from Gong.
Well, effective use of the timeout. You want to come out of it, you want to get a point, and that's exactly what China did. Challenging Maldonado to the right of her, that cross-court attack angle.
Here's Wu. China facing a 1-point deficit off the top of the net. Here's Maldonado! A rocket.
Well, where was Zhuang on the block here? Because, again, Maldonado, she had a lot of court to work with. Almost half of the court. Oh, she committed completely on the setter, so Maldonado had no block whatsoever.
Zhuang down the line, popped up by Maldonado. Nice pop set up to the net by Para, and then it's hammered down by Bricio, who appreciated that set in a big way.
Well, yeah, absolutely no block for her on the outside. Where was China? On an outside attack to leave a player like Bricio without a single blocker? Crazy.
Long goes cross court to score. But they are still chasing the game, the team from the People's Republic of China.
Yeah, they look shaky. China just doesn't look confident in this match right now.
Speaking of Gao Yi, the middle blocker, back in the game for China. Middle attack from Gomez. Nice pickup from Wang. Nice cross-court shot from Kong.
Woo. Again, key leader for this group. Key stability. Second time in a row that she's gone with that sharp cross-court attack just to the right of Maldonado. So watch Mexico to possibly make adjustment on defense.
13 serving 14. Mexico trying to save this set. Bricio rips it off the block to score again.
Well, the setter for Mexico, is running a really quick offense, and it's making it hard for Chinese blockers to really key on the hitters.
Goes through the middle. We have barely seen that, and it works to perfection. Gao.
Best middle blocker in the Chinese league a year ago. This is a great attack. Her arm swing, Gao, just gouges the Mexican defense.
The captain, Gong, again, trying to keep this run going for China, but no. Little double clutch there from Wang.
Yeah, and for Wang, the libero for China, just the relationship between the blockers and where she's playing defense right now, it's not in sync.
Bricio. Amazing, this is the Chinese team that got all the way to the quarterfinals of the Volleyball Nations League, took Poland to 5 sets. And this is not the...
Well, I think it's the youth that's showing. There's only 5 players from this roster that were at the Paris Olympics, and it's one of the youngest rosters China has ever brought to the Worlds.
Good job, not only to hit that one by Maldonado, but to avoid the net.
I was thinking the same thing. Is she going to stay off the net? And even, is she going to avoid crossing the center line with her feet? But she tippy-toed her way to safety.
Mexico used this substitution well in the opening set. Into the game comes Garcia Castro. Plays in Spain, Menorca. Sticking with the 17-year-old setter, and this time she helps set up the offense to score the point that makes it a 1-point game again.
And I think China's realizing that they don't have to score necessarily with crazy power. They just have to have some placement, because Mexico's defense is very disciplined outside the block shadow. So if you bang it, they're there. Can you make them move? Can you make them reach for the ball? That's going to be clutch for China.
Chen Hoyu comes into the game, 6 aces in the VNL. 19-year-old middle blocker, stands 1.97 m, 6'6". Maldonado, good pick up by China. They come again with Maldonado, and again China covers it. Now free ball chance for Mexico. And they score!
The muscles of Mexico is what I'm going to call them. Maldonado drills it down the line. Great pickup. I love that she said, I'm going to just put it right back at this defense. And then on the outside, Para just right through that seam.
Maldonado with the serve. And trying to get under that one was Castro, but no. So China's not letting Mexico run away with it, though.
No, and here's the thing. So Gong once again goes cross-court. This time it's not as sharp to position one. It's more to that 6-1 seam. But that's her favorite angle. And I'm curious if Mexico's block tries to take that away, what she would do with the line.
Zhang. Here's Maldonado, and she's missed this one. And guess what? We're tied.
These are missed opportunities right now for Mexico, okay? Your side-out game has been elite. Keep that composure because it's tied up. But can you push China and take a 2-set lead? That's big.
The Chinese fans in the stands, but they seem like they're even a little nervous about cheering. And it is another 1-point lead for Mexico as Para rips it. It's a 1-2 punch with Maldonado and Para. Para's serve taken well by China. Chance to attack through the middle for a change, and Gong gets it done.
Yeah, and Castro, who was playing in position 5, she just got stuck on her heels because there was a good block touch from Mexico, but she couldn't chase it down, and that's where sometimes you got to stay on your toes as much as you can on defense. Gives you that mobility, ability to kind of react quick.
19-19 here in set number 2. If you've just joined us, Mexico won the first, 25-22, and now they've got the lead back, the first team to 20 here in the second.
Crucial unforced error there for China. If you're gonna miss your serve, try to miss it long. Don't miss it into the net. It's a gift.
So Greca comes into the game, an outside hitter. Gomez back into the game in the middle. And nice up from Maldonado after China couldn't get the point. Another chance for Zhuang to score for China. No. On with the back set for Maldonado. Nice pick up from the center. Zhuang. Can Zhuang get the point? Yes, she can.
I want to bottle this rally up. This was a terrific rally. Incredible digs on both sides. Nice in-system attacks. It's China, though, that gets the final laugh with that point. Zhuang coming up clutch.
Couple of substitutions for China. Yang into the game. She'll be serving. Here's Chen. Oh, sorry, it's Zhang serving. Here is her serve. Almost an overpass. It's going to be a reaching over call from Ang, the setter on Mexico. And they're going to ask for a challenge. Is Team Mexico?
Well, I think what they're challenging is that China was on the net. Now, Ang's allowed to reach up to play that ball, but as soon as it crosses the plane of the net, she can no longer touch it. Now, here, I love it. Negro Nicolas taking advantage of this. I like how he's covering his face. Is he worried that we are going to see what he's saying and then tell China?
Somebody. He's worried somebody's going to. So it's a Mexican challenge for net touch. It would be a huge turnaround if they could get this.
No.
Instead of trailing by a point, they'd be leading by a point.
Jingo, please, net touch only.
And they're gaining new fans as the match goes along, cheering for Mexico, Mexico.
Well, this is the kind of match you want at the World Championship. Mexico has not been here since 2018. They didn't qualify 2022. China, they were 6th in 2022. They had a bronze in 2018. China really wants to get a gold medal again. They had back-to-back gold medals in 1982, 1986. But it's been 8 years since they were on the podium. And I don't know if anybody would have expected Mexico to be up one set and leading 21-20 in the second set.
Is there a net? Okay, so are we getting multiple challenges here?
Oh, the net moves.
So first fault observed for contact beyond the net. So that was the call on the floor.
Now there's some confused looks for Negro Nicola. Honestly, from that view, it seemed like her set was totally fine. It's not like the ball passed the plane of the net. She went up and played it in a totally fair manner. But then you noticed that the net moved. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The net and the antenna moved.
So the point is going to go to China. Mauricio wanted to talk with the second referee. First referee says no. You'll have to come and chat with me.
No fault.
First referee, by the way, is Ibrahim Ferruzi. Let's listen. Yang Shuming just came into the game as a substitute. She's just missed it long as Maldonado matrixes out of the way.
Well, and that was quite a significant delay of game, and you can tell that China lost a bit of their composure there.
21-21. Juan off hands, kept up by Greca. Bricio could keep up again by Greca. Mexico winding up for another swing from Bricio. And she scores, and they've got the lead.
Well, the crowd is loving it, and there were some iffy sets in this rally, okay? Couple of big rotations on the ball, but Mexico did not give up. And then, of course, Bricio, cross-court angle, right into that seam.
1 point lead, Mexico. Ong serve. Juan, dig from Banderos, but no, they can't get on the other end of it. Good effort by Ong.
Well, these are some crucial points. You don't want to make unforced errors. I'm not saying that was an unforced error, but I'm thinking about the server right now on the service line in Gong and how much pressure this team's facing.
Good battering of the ball by the setter. Gong, she's going to get another chance in a better position to set. Gets it to Maldonado, who scores.
Well, look at this front court. This is a great rotation for Mexico to be in. Serving 23-22, you've got Maldonado, Para, and Games in the front row, and Bricio in the backcourt, ready to attack.
She's going to attack from the baseline right here. Samantha Bricio, the 30-year-old, heading to play into Pierre. And no, she didn't want to do that.
Missed opportunity. That was a rotation that Mexico really could have got a couple points in, maybe closed out this second set.
Bricio makes way for the libero, Jocelyn Lendaros. And the under-21 gold medalist, Zhuang Yushan. She's missed it long, and it's set point Mexico.
Well, you can sense the tension from both teams. 2 missed serves in a row. Both teams afraid of making mistakes. That's what missed serves indicates to me.
Glorious back into the game in the front row in the middle. Gomez serves. Set point opportunity. This is going to go out, and it's tied up. And we're getting some extra volleyball.
Well, it's right now, I think it's China that's feeling the pressure, because you lose this set, you go down 2-0 to Mexico to open up your World Championship. Not what you'd expect, and for Mexico, there is an opportunity to be seized.
24-24, the ball in the hands of Chen Hoyu, the 19-year-old middle blocker. Good serve, but a good up from Para. Great take from Chen. Here's Wu, off hands, covered by Mexico. Good coverage by Zhuang. Here's Wu, no. Here's Para, no. Here's Wu again, yes! Set point China.
Whoa! That was an attack to finish things off. None of the players could really get a good smack of the ball, and then Wu finishes it, and okay, another timeout called.
Let's take a look back and remember that last little rally. That was the thing of beauty. But that was the end of it.
Yeah,
okay.
But what an attack it was. Here's another look. This angle from Wu, it's like rivaling hitting the attack line. That's how sharp that angle was.
So it is set point China. Chen Hoyu had at least one great dig in that last rally, if not more. Back serving again. Shut down, and China recovers to win the set, and we are all tied up. 1 set apiece.
That is tough for Mexico because they had set point earlier. It was at 23-24. They had a chance to go up 2 sets to none, and now they're going to have to think about letting that set slip away to China. Well, China now has life.
Attack points, the edge goes to Mexico. Block points to China, 3-1. Really, that's the difference in this set right there. That's the difference. China scores 1 extra point on opponent error, gets 2 extra on block, and that's it. That's all they needed. Just enough to get their noses out front when all is said and done. And relief on the faces of the team from the People's Republic of China, fighting off set point, coming back to take the set, and all of a sudden, instead of a 2-0 lead for Mexico, we're all square at 1 apiece. Claire has hustled down to the sideline. We're about a, I don't know, 90-second walk or so from our broadcast location, about 10 or 12 meters above the action, and quite a few steps to get around and all the way across the court through the fans. as we enjoy the cultural celebrations and the talent that we see. We're going to hear from one of the coaches of Team China in mere moments, but not quite yet. Now Claire Hanna is getting ready to chat with one of the members of the Chinese coaching staff and the interpreter.
Coach, what did Team Mexico do to make life uncomfortable for your team?
墨西哥队给我们造成了哪些方面的麻烦呢？
在各环节都给我们很大压力。对方确实冲击了比较厉害。
They pushed us really hard. They challenged us across the board in every aspect.
What did you think of your team's response, especially at the end of the second set?
在第二局的话，我们是怎么应对的呢？就是一直赢回来了。
还是立足于自己，把自己这种包括我们的各单项技术发挥出来。
We focus on our own performance and try to show our best performance on the court.
谢谢。
Okay, thank you.
And we're getting ready to hear from the head coach of Team Mexico, Nicola Negro, with Claire.
Nicola, you talked before this match about how games like this against China are an opportunity for your team to grow. What kind of growth did your team have in that first set?
Yeah, so far we interpreted the game so well. We are being aggressive with the serve. We are, for what is possible, controlling their attack. So I just hope that we can continue showing this level until the end of the game.
You had set point as well in that second set, but you let things slip away. How do you bounce back here?
Yeah, it's details. Of course, in the first set, we won the set coming back from -3, -4. In the second set, we were in front and we couldn't close, but for me it's important that we are playing at this level, this game.
Thank you.
Yeah, they certainly are playing at a level that, well, maybe a lot of us didn't know they could play at, but they've certainly proven that they can. Team Mexico is in the fight, the team that's ranked 24th in the world, bronze medalist at the Pan American Games in 2023, with the return of Samantha Bricio to the lineup, and the elevation of some of the other players, the likes of Melanie Parra, but it is Maldonado, who's got 15 points to lead the way, and Zhuang has 15 to lead the way for Team China, who recovered well enough to win that second set. Who's going to take the bull by the horns here the rest of the way? And here we go, set number 3, Mexico in green, serving China in red. A little trouble on serve receive. Here's Wu. The back row attack from Maldonado, nicely picked up by China. Gong. Bricio. Good second effort at the net. Bricio manages to get under it. Rally continues. Here's Wu. This is tough. Another chance for Mexico to take the point. They go Parra. 2 different players on back row attacks in the same rally. That's impressive. And here comes a goal to get it done, Maldonado. 3 different, not different players, but 3 different attacks from the back row, Claire. That's pretty good. Sorry, you're still tuckered out, catching your breath. I was explaining to our viewers.
I actually missed the rally because I just got up here, so I can't comment on what you saw.
My mistake. I shouldn't have asked. I thought you would want to because it was so exciting. But yeah, I was telling the viewers that you've got it's a bit of a hike to get down and then get back up again. And
keeps me warm.
Yeah.
I am warmed up for this match.
One of the other tournaments that we called earlier this year, I believe you had something like 76 steps.
That was in
Ottawa.
Yeah, Ottawa in Canada.
You didn't have quite so many here, but it's a little different story. Here comes another back row attack, and until China can really stop that, Mexico will keep going to it, but a good play by China there, rattling it off the block.
Yeah, Gong's really come alive in this match. She was quiet in the first set, second set, started to make an impact, and now I feel like she's found her groove, and also the addition of Wo to the lineup has been big.
There she is, back to serve, Wang Mingxi. Started her career as a middle blocker before becoming an outside hitter. Apologizes to her teammates for the service error. They'll shake it off.
It's actually her first world championship, if you can believe it. She's 22 years of age. She's one of those young players. She's an elite player in the world, but you got to be feeling some nerves. It's a big stage.
Interesting choice then not to start her in the match, but Zhuang, hard, strong tip, won't fall. Hara, nice dig from Huang. Gong just drops it over the block and down.
Genius play, really smart play. When it's a roll shot just over top of the block, if you're playing defense, you might be expecting a deeper roll shot, not so short, and that's really tough to defend.
Chen starting this third set. You just saw her, the middle blocker. Setter dump, nice pickup from the opposite setter, Zhang. Here's Para, covered by Zhang. Zhuang, and that's going to score the point. Bricio had a hitter. She thought she could have done better with it, but it's all reaction.
Well, the reaction from Zhang, the setter, it's good, but it's not solid. You know, her defensive position, her legs are kind of split rather than being solid, and I think that's just, again, indicating some nerves.
Huang also getting the start here in this set. That one is hammered cross court, but missing out from Bricio.
So, really good start to this set from China. And Mexico, way more unforced errors than we've seen throughout this match. And that's not the time to allow this to happen.
Early timeout call, Coach Negro.
Forzar, forza. Quem tem a situação de ponteira e libero, saca a morena aqui corto. Não faça inside sul libero. Oi, não perdemos l'ordem bloqueio e defesa. Se fai un gran colpo non è un problema. Non importa. Come la primera che tomaste e salimos ahí bravamente. E aquí defesa. Vamos, forza, forza. Dale. 2-3, México.
China started brilliantly here in the third set, leading now 5-2. Lost the first set, bounced back to come on strong to win the second. And here's Wang Yuanyuan. That assistant play, Bricio. Covered by Huang. Wu's gonna bump it up to the net. Zhuang. Nice pickup. Here's a chance for Mexico. Still can't score. They'll get another chance. Go back row again. That's gonna not score yet. What a save from Zhuang. The ball just avoids the roof by 3.7 centimeters. Zhang sends it cross court. Zhuang scores the point. What a rally.
And what a call. I gotta say, this dig, we call it the duster. When you put it over and it barely misses the roof, because it dusts the roof. We don't even have camera angles up that high.
It's crazy. And then coming out of the rally, Wang misses the serve long, which is kind of a bummer on the whole rally and the atmosphere. She didn't mean to, of course, but one number 7, we go to the other, Ong. Good save on that tight set by Zhang. She goes to Gong, can't finish. What a save off the head. And Bricio puts it into the net. Ouch for Team Mexico.
Well, Mexico's lost some of this pop that they've had in the first 2 sets where they're just going after hands, going after the attack. Gamez, great pickup there off of the middle attacker for China. Mexico's got to start executing.
Gong serve, taken well by Landaros. Maldonado with the ripper, from the front row finally. Most of her attacks have come from the back.
Did Maldonado hear our commentary? That's the attack they need. Keep going powerfully cross court.
We're almost close enough that she might. The crowd, by the way, enjoying your in-house interviews in the stadium. Pretty much a full house. Hard to get a ticket for this game. Anytime China's playing, it's hard to get a ticket. Mexico helping to put on a show here. They're down by 4 in this set. Bricio comes out of the game.
Yeah, Bricio right now, she's kind of slowed up a bit. She's got 7 points for Mexico, but she was their leading scorer a little earlier in the match. Maldonado has taken over 18 points.
Gareca comes in to take her place, the number 1. Here's Zhuang. Gareca with a nice up. Good coverage by the libero, Landeros. China doing a good job on defense to set up offense. And now they lead it 9-4.
China's come alive. They flipped a switch big time in this match. They looked non-confident, and now they got some swag back. This is the China I expected.
That wasn't that long ago, Claire. That was late-ish in the second set
Yeah.
that they still looked like they're struggling. But now there is no struggle evident. Zhuang Yueshan gets the ace.
Well, and this is, Mexico's forced to call a timeout, down by 6, when really this whole match has been neck and neck. For the first time, they've let up, and again, too many unforced errors.
Tenemos la centralizada, vamos col side out, Segundo, 10-4, set handicap. Hoy tenemos que voltar, arriscar col saque, E en ataque, todos los son que nos obliga a bola alta. Usamos mano alta, no ralentamos golpos. Mete el cuerpo, dale con la bola, monta más.
¡Hay que darle, vamos! ¡2, 3, México!
So look at this. China's gone on 2 huge point runs, 4 straight and then 3. And back to serve right now, Zhuang, who's leading all of the Chinese players right now with 16 points.
Good up from Landeros. The middle attack was a nice idea, but wasn't quite where Gomez was expecting it.
I completely agree with you, because I think Ung right now, she's really trying to force that middle, which is essential, especially to try to give your outside hitters one block, but it was just too far off the net, not the right angle for Gomez.
22-year-old outside hitter, Zhuang. Para, the blocking of Chen, too good.
Yeah, another look at this. What a good close from Chen. Love the fist pump. She's brought a quiet confidence to this group. You know, she didn't start the match. She's 19 years old. Best middle blocker at the U20 Asian Championships last season. She's been just a nice addition to this lineup for China.
Now leading 12-4 here in the set. And nicely off the block from Castro.
Yeah, couldn't quite get 2 in a row. Again, China's almost there.
So Mexico digging into its bench a little bit, using some different players. Seeing if someone else can get the vibe. Gomez is going to set. Nice lead to Castro, who's in the game. And that's ripped down the line from Wu off the block.
What a pickup there from Zhuang in the backcourt. And then Wu, she committed to that line. She didn't have much to work with, but she said, I see some fingers, and then trickles it off them.
But Zhuang's really an all-around player. She's got all the skills. Maldonado shut down on the monster block.
Again, Wang, one of the older players on this Chinese team at 28 years of old. She is the key veteran to provide stability, and wow, was that block stable in the middle. Closes it. Denies Maldonado.
She just turns away like, that's no big deal.
Yeah, another day at the office.
Yep. Chen. Castro. No, she didn't get a touch either on that one. Well, you'd think that China will be, or at least Mexico will be going after the setters in the front row. Instead they go through the middle and still can't get the point scored.
Furious there with an uncharacteristic error. Very consistent player. She's their captain as well. And now an 11-point lead for China. And it's really, I'd say that Mexico's kind of just handed this set on a platter to China.
And that may have something to do with the different players they're bringing in to give people a chance to have an impact. And the block again. This time it was Wu got it.
Yeah, it's the blocking that has changed and shifted for China. The Great Wall of China led by Wu on the outside.
Yeah, that was their 8th block point of the match. 8 against 3. So they give that one to Mexico. And here comes the substitution of Continental Rivera at setter. Double switch with Amy Topeti as the new opposite. Rivera. Middle attack, nice pickup from Rivera. And another block. And Wu worried that there was an injury on the other side, but apparently there's none.
Well, I think her block literally contacted Topete in the head, and she was just apologizing, saying that was not intentional. Are you okay? Good sportsmanship.
Yep. Now China is finally rolling. But Mexico trying to stop the roll. Urias. One of these sets that feels like it's over long before it's over. Mexico needs to try to find something to get them moving for the next set. But it's not happening now. Wong through the middle with the heater.
This is a crazy attack from Wong. She's facing to position 5 and then cuts it back to position 1 on the attack line. Like, she teed that up. Wow.
All right, so they've just taken 2 block points away from China. They had 9, now they have 7 again, so not sure how that happened. Greca, nice .1 for Mexico. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, Greca, again, one of the players who didn't start this match. She's a rising star with Mexico at 24 years of age. Might be somebody that replaces Bricio in the future, but I don't see Bricio stopping anytime soon, given how she's been playing in this match.
Oh, nice set out to Zhuang. Good recovery by Mexico. And they're going to get the point, building on something here.
Well, and John was in position for China on defense in position 1. This isn't a next, like, that's not a hard hit ball. So I'm kind of confused as to how she didn't get the dig.
Maybe because it wasn't a hard hit ball, she was expecting the hard driven.
Solid point.
Wong didn't get much on it. There's another chance, trying to recycles Zhuang and gets them 20 points.
Good patience from Dames, the middle blocker. She gets the block earlier in the rally and then goes out and closes, but China just used the block.
Yang Shuming comes into the game to serve the 17-year-old opposite. the MVP of that under-17 World Championship last year, which China won. Gareca, all of a sudden, with all kinds of power.
Well, and there was a lot of chatter on the court there in terms of closing that block. You could hear the dup, 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 dup. I'm not sure what that means from which team, but sense of urgency.
Yeah. I thought you were going to translate it for us.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know that much Mandarin or that much Spanish.
It translates into sense of urgency is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Comes the back row attack from Wu, and that's going to score. Just catches the end line. This one may be one of these sets that the coach just wishes was over, but they've got to play it out. Gong has had a nice impact on the game. Gareca pops it back up. See, they get her feeling it a little bit. And it's another point for Mexico. Their lead is now 12.
Well, what a response from China. This is what they wanted. This is what they needed. Their first two sets were uncomfortable.
Yeah, well said. And that was uncomfortable. Gareca couldn't get it to her center.
Yeah, and the side out has fallen apart a bit for Mexico. This is obviously Gareca didn't play those first two sets, and the passing was solid for Mexico. It's fallen apart here.
It really has. Here's Gong. 1 point away from set point. That's a better pass. But Ghana shut down again. Chen in the middle.
And I'm curious about why Games chose to tip this ball right into the block, because she's been so powerful with her swing, and it was a perfect pass. She had a big approach. I don't know why you'd switch to being tentative.
14 set points for China. And they only needed one. And they score the winning point, 25-10. What a bounce back for Team China. They're now leading 2-1 in the match. Absolutely dominant.
I would say that China wanted to send a message, maybe not only to Mexico, but to the rest of the teams that are going to be watching, the rest of the teams in the pool, saying, okay, that was not us in the first two sets. This is us.
I'm still curious, though, to see if what kind of a bounce back that Mexico might show. They took some of their starters out of the lineup. They'll probably bring them right back in again here.
Yeah, and I don't know why you do that. When your team was playing so well, why switch the lineup up?
Well, I don't think they did it really until it started getting away from them. Then I like the idea, because it's sort of giving them a chance to kind of reset a little bit.
Yep.
Well, if you have just joined us, first of all, where have you been? You should have been here the whole time. It was Mexico winning the first set. It was Mexico leading late in the second, but not able to win it, and then China winning 2 in a row here.
And the things that stick out to me from this third set, 5 blocks for China, none for Mexico, 2 aces for China, none for Mexico, and Mexico with 8 errors. That's the difference maker. Mexico needs to change some attack angles, but better serve receive to not have their attackers in these bad positions.
5 block points to none really jumps out at you among the many other stats. These two teams in Pool F alongside Dominican Republic and Colombia. Those two teams played earlier today. And if you don't want to hear the score, then just turn the volume down for 5 seconds. Dominican won in straight sets. Now you're back, and I won't tell you who won. You can go watch it on VBTV.
That was like the quickest little spoiler alert. So yeah, I hope the viewers just muted it for a bit if they wanted to watch that.
If they were like, had the remote control in their hand with their finger on the mute button, they could quickly have done it. But so all the teams in all the pools play each other once, So if there's 4 teams in the pool, you play 3 games. Top 2 teams in the pool move on to the next round, which is the round of 16, which will happen in Bangkok. 4 different cities hosting the preliminary round.
And if this were like the previous format, Mexico would have been the last team to qualify at 24th, but now it's, of course, 32 teams. Just trying to increase the level of volleyball in the world. And, you know, the Olympic Games might have the cachet of the Olympics, but I remember when I was playing, it was always the World Championships that were the hardest to win, because you had some of the best teams in the world that didn't get to be included in the Olympics were included in the Worlds, and you had to face them as well.
Here we go, set number 4. Team China in red serving Team Mexico in green. Can Mexico bounce back to make this a 5-setter? And they have not started as well as they had hoped. Para's attack misses the blocking hands, and it's out.
But they went back to who they started with in this match. The players that won that first set, 25-22, are back on the court.
See Bricio there, coming back from that shoulder injury. Looking really strong for Mexico early in this match. And there's Para. That will tie it.
Para just has a really great jump. Watch how high she is. And that allows her to have so many angles, whether it's cross court, whether it's down the line, she sees the court well.
Karina Gomez. Oh, nice set, but it's handled by Mexico. Maldonado, nice coverage. Maldonado again, misses this one.
Weird, she had no block. I don't know what put her off balance, because she clearly didn't get the approach she wanted. And China recognized that. China saw, okay, she's not in balance, we don't need to jump with this ball. Don't risk having her hands up there when she's probably just going for hands. That's all she's got.
Right. Maldonado in a quick little discussion with her setter, Ung. Here's Wu. And that's an overpass, and that's a point China. Wang just taps it down. Not at all the kind of start that Team Mexico was looking for. Ho Mingji. Better pass, but a better block. Wang and Gong together, impressive.
Yeah, this is a really, really solid block. That's something that they've adjusted throughout this match. Figuring out how to close the block, how to read Ung in terms of setting.
Officially, that is their 10th block point of the match. Para's gonna bump set that all the way across for Maldonado. Smart swing.
Yeah, she was on balance there. And this is a great set from Para, okay? The pass isn't there. She pushes it way out to Maldonado to allow her to have all the hitting angles. It's not inside. That's a really tough bump set.
Which Nicola Negro calling his setter over on during that little pause to say something. And is that in? No, just missing Zhuang.
Well, Zhuang thought it was in. Look at her reaction.
Well, you're gonna see on the screen that's in, or that's out, I mean.
Oh, close.
You could see that the coach from Team China thought from his angle looked like it was in, and it did look like it was in, but it wasn't. Good serve from Maldonado, by the way, but a better swing from Zhuang. Off hands to score.
Yeah, good bounce back within this fourth set for Zhuang. Lots of room cross court. That Mexican block took completely all of the line away. She really didn't have any options but to go cross court.
Mexico looking for the side out, but poor serve receive, but they can't quite save it. Para thought for a second she might have.
Things are getting sloppy for Mexico. Here's the thing, their passes aren't there, but when somebody's stepping in to take that second set, those are also not being improved. You got to better each ball.
Lenderos really wanted that ball, the libero, this time They get a break on the service error. The 22-year-old outside hitter, Melanie Guadalupe Parra. Off the touch, no, not going to be saved, not going to be a run down by Parra. The 11th point of the match for Gong. Now she's back serving. Middle attack. Let's see if they try to reestablish that for Mexico. Bricio, covered by China. Poole, covered by Mexico. Maldonado pulls the block to score.
She came flying out of nowhere. This was a big hit for Mexico, and look at, they've put a couple more points on the board. It was a bit more lopsided earlier, 4-1, now it's 5-7.
I want Coach Nicola Negro to have a Fitbit on one of those devices to track his footsteps, because he makes a lot of steps. Right now he's kneeled down. Here's China trying to win the point. Mexico scrambling and can't come up with it.
Yeah, it was a good touch from Maldonado. Miscommunication, if anything, from the two Mexico players in the backcourt. Here's the thing, I think somebody could have had it, but Parra, and I believe it was Urias, didn't communicate. Yeah, he's upset.
Oh, that is just barely out. A couple of times in this game, Zhuang has hit balls that have looked like they could have been points and missed by about this much.
And a gift to Mexico, as you know, they're staying in this. They're hanging in this set right now.
Ung, 6 serving 8. Poole, and for some reason there's a gaping hole in the backcourt.
Whoa, didn't even have an approach for this. If you look at where she's standing when she hits, she literally just stands and jumps. I don't know how she got that much power without getting a proper approach. I also don't know why she didn't get an approach. She's not the kind of player who's lazy.
Yeah, 2 meters 95 she reached from not much of an approach. Mexico coming through the middle, Gomez, no. Joust at the net, kept alive. Maldonado's gonna swing and score.
So some of the digs on the China side, a little tight. John had to go up for the joust, but she couldn't set it on this play. And that's really what created some discomfort for China. And then Maldonado, when she gets a chance, she's gonna go after it.
Bricio getting ready to serve. Remember, she used to play in the Chinese professional league. And what it would mean for her to win this. There's Wool, and she nails it. Team China out by 3 here in this 4th set as they try to wrap it up. Their 17-year-old setter, Zhang Xixun. Parra, nice dig. Ooh. Mexico comes again with Maldonado. Zhang gets under it. Out of system set from the libero. Parra. And we've got a net touch on China. And Mexico back to within 2.
Well, and I can see a little bit of, I'm watching John, the setter for China, and she's got to be louder on some of these plays because there was a ball at the net that she was trying to play, but she didn't communicate. So I think it was her middle blocker. I think it was maybe Wong who went up to try to contact it. They've got to talk.
Wong, the libero's going to bump set it across for Wool. Mexico a chance, and they get stuff blocked. Wool, Wong together.
Incredible block here. This is straight down. It is all whoa. I'm gonna give her the solo block on that. That left hand fully takes over the ball. Nowhere for Mexico to go.
Her third block point of the match to give her 13 points. Now serving. Para, and another block. Huang this time.
Wow. Well, the Great Wall of China has come alive here as we get deeper into this match against Mexico.
Tenemos que voltar a riscar un poco col saque, Estamos sacando fase sul libero. Vamos, riscar col saque. Ehi, atención, sto prendendo de jugar distancia. Y vamos dentro fuerte, vamos.
Regrupamos, 1, 2, 3, México.
Well, the coach imploring his team to get back to what they were showing in the first set. Simple game. Starts with a good pass, get the side out. Whoa. Better pass, good attack, good coverage by China though. Gong, Bricio's cut it up. Maldonado, nice pickup from Huang. Zhuang goes cross court and she's missed that one.
And good discipline from Landeros, the libero for Mexico, for recognizing, knowing her spatial awareness and letting that ball go out past her.
Maldonado. Gong, nice coverage by the center Ong. Maldonado running swing, nice job. The block there for Mexico. China's gonna come again. From off the net, Zhuang. One arm dig from Bricio. Middle attack. Ooh. And ripped down the line, but it misses, and it's point Mexico. They win the long rally.
A mega rally, and Bricio, the one-arm dig that goes perfectly up to Ung, crazy. I don't know if that's luck, I think that's talent, but that was perfection.
Yeah, looking a little bit at times like they did in the first set.
然后这个困难是需要每个人大家更往上顶一点，对方气儿下了，我们气儿上一上啊！加油啊！哎，放松一点，放松一点。身后还在身前。加油！加油！
Well, I didn't understand exactly what Coach Yang Zhao said, but I understood how he was kind of laughing, trying to keep it fairly loose, and just reminding his players, you know, about the things that he wants them to do and how they need to execute. Mexico, on the other hand, trying to keep this comeback going. Oh, but it's great work at the net by Zhuang, giving her 23 points now.
Zhuang has been by far the most consistent player for this Chinese offense, for this Chinese team. She started the match, she stayed in, she stayed even keel.
Yeah, she is full value for the 23 points. Maldonado bringing the heat from the back row. She leads her team with 21 points. Well, you don't want to go to the well too often, but at the same time, if it's working, keep going. Here's Para. Good hard serve. But again, it sets it up for the team China to go through the middle.
Yeah, and Chang, she was really pushed over to position 4 on this attack, and the libero, Landeros, she just didn't follow her, and I think she was in the right position to make that dig.
China leads in block points in the match, 12-3. A couple of those would be huge for Mexico if they could get them here in this set. That's tooled off the block by Bricio. They're hanging in here. Jocelyn Urias ready to serve. Plays professionally in Romania. Zhang sets it up through the middle, and Chen.
Yeah, she's come in and she's been a force. 19 years of age. Playing like she's a veteran, though. She has not made very many errors. And that attack angle to position 5 a couple times, she likes that.
Zhuang. Good idea for the center, Ung. It's going to give her team a chance to work with this free ball. But they can't quite score it. Zhuang with a great dig. Here's Wu. And she scores as it ricochets between Para and Landeros.
Well, somehow Power got a foot on it. Landeros tries to kick it up. What? A pickup by the libero, Wong. Great defense from this Chinese side.
4-point lead now. Zhuang's serve is not quite good enough.
Well, you can see what you're trying to do. She was trying to just roll it short right into position 3. Again, you know, it's not good to miss it when you don't clear the net, but they're just trying to vary their service angles and spots.
And hammered again. She gets that end line so many times, does Wu.
And it's over top of the block. This one was such a high contact. I believe she went over Mexico.
Chen Ho-Yu. Strong game for the 19-year-old. Oh, this is going to be tough. Landeros gets it back. Para sends it over. Free ball chance, China. Here they come, all their weapons. And scoring is Wang. Just sneaks it around the block.
Well, I think that Wang made this decision before she contacted. Here's the nice chase down from Landeros to keep the ball alive for Mexico. But that creates a free ball. And I believe everybody, John, Wang, they all knew where the ball was going to go. And she said, I'm going to tip this.
Mexico uses its second timeout. Let's listen.
Vamos col saque, todas riscan, no me interesa, vamos, Forza, forza, forza. México.
Not sure if that fan's watching the court or just loving life in general, but looked like they were having a great time. And a huge crowd here tonight in Chiang Mai at this World Championship match. I think it's the first sellout.
Chen Ho-Yu, as Claire's throwing her equipment at me here in the broadcast booth. Inadvertently, of course.
I'm so excited.
Yes, the pen came flying. Here's Maldonado down the line, gets it done. You can't quite see it in the camera, but the coach, Nicola Negro, dancing to get his substitution that he wants.
Well, this set to Maldonado was really, really low, okay? And Maldonado, if she had swung in it, it would have hit the net. So she really only had that spin. But what a great execution down the line. That was tough.
Well, it was some really nervous fans of Team China earlier in the game. Their team was down a set, in danger of falling behind 2, then stormed back to win that. And now they have a chance to win the match, but they've got to put this 4th set away, and they've got a 5-point lead now.
Well, China just continues to put the pressure on. They've had some really good serves. Can Mexico just continue to side out?
Here's Zhang's serve. Ung sets it up for Para, goes cross court, but misses it. And some dejection on the side of Team Mexico.
Well, remember earlier in this match, Para was just going nuts with her attacks. Strong cross court, off hands. She's missed a couple. Mexico clearly just wasn't able to hold that intensity.
Zhang. Good take from Gareca. Middle attack from Gomez. Maybe just middle attack a little more often might help.
I was going to say, we haven't seen Gomez attack. We haven't even seen her be set recently. The last one that comes to mind is when there was that set really far off the net and a miscommunication, but get her involved more.
She's going to be involved here at the baseline. Gomez's serve taken at Wu. Here's Gong. Now Wu gets a chance to swing. It's off the block. And Gomez trying to rescue that ball from a long ways away and almost did.
Well, it was Gomez's last rotation too in the backcourt after serving. So when you know as a middle blocker that you're gonna have a couple of points off, you put it all out there. Empty the tank.
There you go. 21 serving 15. China has a real chance now to just nurse this home. 4 side outs will get it done. And instead they get a break point, and that'll make it even easier.
Look of confusion there on Nicola's face.
Huo Mengxi taken better by Para. Here's Maldonado, nice pickup from Zhang. So the set from the libero. And Huo missing long, a break for Mexico. Double substitution for Team Mexico. Into the game to set comes Rivera. In at opposite comes Topeti. 16 serving 22. Can Mexico get a run going here? Oh, nice. Wong through the middle and that cute little back set.
Yeah, and you see, again, lots of communication. They got the point. China got the point, but they're still working on where they want this set. Again, John, just 17 years of age, has a lot to learn. I'm sure this is a very nerve-wracking situation for her to be in the World Championship. I know she's played in VNL and things like that, but this is just a totally different stage.
And I will say, it's when you're expected to win a game, it's a whole different kind of pressure.
For sure.
And Gareca gets that one scored out of the back row. Mexico needs somebody to get hot at the end line. Will it be Melanie Para? She's got the ball now. Lucio back in the game in the front row. But instead, it is Wall giving her team. So that was back row attack line violation. So it's point Mexico.
Gift for Mexico. Really, really crucial moment in this match because it's getting Mexico a bit like.
Mexico trying to fight through the odds here. Down 5 points, down 2 sets to 1. Ball back in the hands of Melanie Para. And it's ripped from Gong, and it's match point China.
Well, China had to fight and dig deep to get back into this match after their slow start, but what a response from the team, especially at the end of the second set.
Here is Gong. What an impact she has made in the game. And that's it. That's over. The miss long from Bricio. The battle is real for Mexico, but the win goes to China. 3-1, 25-18 in the fourth.
And a lot of respect has to go to Mexico. They came out fearless. Their attacking was superb. They just were not able to maintain it. And also, kudos to China for making adjustments, for getting over the nerves of this first match of the World Championship.
Yeah, well said for sure. When you're expected to win, it's not always easy to win. And there were a few times this year in the Volleyball Nations League where they had faced issues like that. Lost in 5 sets against Turkey in the Olympics last year. Actually lost 5 sets against Poland in the quarterfinals at the VNL this year. But they did pull off a sweep, a reverse sweep, if you will, against the United States in 5 sets. So they found ways to win and lose some of those 5-setters, but they didn't want this one to become a 5-setter, and so they got it done in 4 after losing the first set and being in trouble in the second. A really nice recovery by Team China to get a chance to celebrate this photo opportunity. And sitting down, Gong Xingzhu, the captain, who's going to be playing in the United States this year, actually at League One at Madison. And she was a big part of her team's victory. But nevertheless, a really good game for Team Mexico in a lot of ways. They'll like the way they started. They'll like the way they played most of the second set and bits and pieces of the third and fourth. Not so much the third, but more in the fourth. But they just couldn't quite get over the top. But they put up a lot bigger fight than a lot of people thought they might. Attacking edge goes to China. Blocking big time. Serving, yep, 4-2 in the ace department. And they get 5 more points on opponent errors. So in the end, the stats do favor China, and that's what you would expect in a 4-set win. But good things for sure for Team Mexico. Both teams will have 2 more games to play in their pool play. Both will face Dominican Republic and Colombia before all is said and done, but the celebration and the love for China in this one. But Samantha Bricio is standing by right now with Claire.
Samantha, it's been a long journey for you to come back to volleyball. I think about the surgery you had a year ago. You haven't played at the international level for a year. So how good does it feel to be back and performing on the world stage?
I mean, it's amazing just to be back in a world championship in Thailand. I think the fans were amazing, so I'm very excited to, start coming back.
Your team put together an incredible performance today. You used to play professionally in China. So how did it feel just to have these growing moments for Team Mexico on this stage?
I mean, we all knew China is a very, very hard team to play. They're very fast, they're very tall, so we knew what we were getting ourselves into. We practiced very hard. I think you could see that in the first 2 sets, a little bit of the fourth one. We still have a long way to go, but yeah, I mean, I think we did a great job.
The crowd was also really behind you, helping you along the way, especially when you took that first set. How can you use them, but also this as a growing opportunity for your team moving on?
I mean, it's always nice, to have fans cheering for you. It helps you a little bit, even when you're like in a little bit of a hard time. So thank you, fans, for cheering for us. I hope you guys continue.
Thank you and welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, well said. Samantha Bricio. And quickly we get a chance also to have a conversation with one of the key players from Team China, and it is the captain, Gong Xingzhu. She's with Claire.
Gong, your team had a little bit of a slow start here. How important was it for you to respond?
今天我们开局的时候有一点慢热，后来我们又怎么扭转过来了呢？
今天是第一场比赛吧，我们上下还是有点紧张，但是在第2局惊心动魄的这个结果之后，我觉得我们大家调整的还算不错。
Yeah, it's the first match of this World Championship, so at the beginning we play a little tight, so we try our hard. We stood the pressure and turn around, turn back.
Now, you're an Olympic gold medalist. You have a lot of experience on this world stage. You have one of the youngest squads that China's ever brought to a world championship. How do you lead these young players?
你是一个打过奥运会的队员，奥运冠军队员，你是怎么带领我们这支年轻的队伍向前冲的呢？
我觉得每一场比赛对我们来说都是一个积累的经验，我们会享受每一场比赛。当然，我们在场上可能会出现很多的问题，但是我们不惧怕出现这样的问题。我相信我们会一个个解决它们。
Yeah. On the court, probably we had some issues, and we will try hard to fix the issues when we in our practice.
And just a note about all the support you're getting here at the World Championship from fans in Thailand who have come to cheer you on.
有很多球迷来给我们加油，你可以对球迷说一些。
谢谢大家专门来给我们加油，然后我们也会在每一场拼尽全力。谢谢大家。
Thanks to all the fans coming out to support us. Hope you can support us all the way to the finish.
谢谢。
谢谢 ，Thank you.
谢谢 indeed. Thank you very much to Gong Chengshu, the captain of Team China. She was very, very young when she was an Olympic gold medalist in Rio in 2016, just 19 years of age. And now we're getting a chance to speak with the head coach of Team Mexico, Nicola Negro, who's with Claire.
Nicola, I'm sure you wanted a better fate from your team here today against China, especially given how you started. But how much can you learn from this match?
We can learn a lot, but also we must be conscious that we played 2 great sets. We interpreted very well the first 2 sets. We serve, block and dig, how we prepare the game, and we could limitate a lot China. Starting from 3rd set, we lost this aggressivity in serve, we lost our order in block and defense, and also our attack was not the same. We had some choice of shot not correct, but of course it's not easy to play all the game at the same level with China. But for sure, for us, it's a big lesson today, and I hope that we can make a step forward in the next games.
You had a number of players with standout performances today, but I want to highlight Samantha Bricio, who's making her return after a year off, had that shoulder surgery. Just what can you say about what she brings to your team?
First of all, example. As I repeat many times, this year we started a new cycle. It's a team, almost all girls as 23, 24 years old. I think it's a generation that has a good future in front, a good perspective, and we wanted Samantha for the profile that she has, the profile of player that she has, and she's helping us a lot. She's helping a girl to take this confidence and this experience at international level.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to you.
Thank you to you both. Yes, nicely done. And we get great information from the coaches in these post-game chats and from the players, of course. Sometimes you do learn a little bit more from losses than you do from wins, they often say, but you always would rather be winning and maybe not need to learn all those lessons. We are hoping to hear, yes, we will hear from the head coach of Team China, Hyung Shao, after his team's victory.
Your team found themselves down 1 set, and at one point, Mexico had set point in set 2. When you took the timeout, what was your message to the team?
第一局我们输了，在第2局关键的时刻，我们叫了暂停。您跟我们队员布置了些什么呢？
现在真有点比赛，现在有点真的记不住了。
It's true, I couldn't remember what message to the team. I was totally getting involved. Yeah.
What kind of changes, you got the win today, but what kind of changes would you like to see from your team in the next match?
所以今天我们赢了，然后下一场的话，希望我们队伍在各方面有什么改变呢？
首先这场比赛在特别困难的情况下，尤其第二局特别困难的情况下，大家能顶住，并且取得最终的胜利，我想对我们整个队伍的这种心态和自信心是很大的这种帮助啊。
Yeah, it is very important that we stand firm through adversity, especially in the first set. That is very important for us to establish our confidence. Well, we will give our all to next match.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thank you both. And thank you, Claire, for those interviews. And Team Mexico's coach Nicola Negra enjoying these moments and making sure fans get their memories as well. So this is what happened on match day number 2 in Chiang Mai. Number 1 for the Pool F, though, of course, a sweep for the Dominican Republic in our first game of the day over Colombia, and a 3-1 win over Team China over Mexico in this one. And so it is Dominican and China on top when we get a look at the standings for Pool F, and there they are, both teams winning in less than 5 sets, so both getting the full 3 points for their efforts. Dominican Republic and Team China right now the leaders in Pool F. But a solid performance for sure here from Mexico, and earlier in the day from Colombia. They'll look to get better in their next games. The next games for these two teams will be for China against Colombia and for Mexico against the Dominican Republic. Well, this has been a blast on the opening day for Pool F and the second day in Chiang Mai at the Women's World Championship. A 3-1 win for China over Mexico. And on behalf of Claire Hanna and our entire team, we thank you for watching the World Championships from Thailand. My name is Rob Snook. We'll see you next time. So long.